Good evening. Today is Thursday, April 27th. The time is 6 o'clock. This open meeting of the Town of Auburn Board of Health is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, which suspends the requirement of open meeting law to have all meetings in publicly accessible physical locations. Further, during the current state of emergency, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely as long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless participation is required by law. This meeting will allow for public comment under agenda items. For the public to join this meeting remotely by telephone, dial 1-224-501-3412, and access code is 236-529-341, or the public can join by computer at the link which is posted on the agenda. The remote access information has been posted to the agenda on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. The governor's order, along with all supporting materials that have been provided to members of this body, are available on the town's website. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda. As a preliminary matter, this is Eric Otterson, Chair of the board. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Carolyn Griffin.
Yes, I'm here.
And Lindsay Guitar.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, town officials and employees participating. When I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Amy Contois.
Yes, I'm here.
Darlene Coyle.
Present, thank you.
Eileen Alexander.
Eileen, you might have to mute.
Please note that this meeting is being recorded by Auburn Cable Television. Accordingly, those members of the board, employees, and members of the public who participate, please be aware that other people may be able to see you, and please take care to not screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. Also, please note that each vote taken here this evening will be conducted by a roll call vote. During the meeting, any questions?
No.
Okay. There is a lot of feedback I'm getting from someone's computer. I don't know if it's on the town side or not.
It may be, Eric, that when people aren't talking, they just have to mute themselves, and then they can turn it on. That might help with some of the background noise.
Okay. All right. So we will call the meeting to order. And there is a new member present with us this evening. We had Steve Nordborg step down. He was a longtime member of the Board of Health, and we wanted to thank him for all of his years of participation and his guidance over the years. His time will be missed, and replacing him we have Lindsay Guitar. Lindsay, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Good. Lindsay, could you just give us a brief history on yourself, and we'll bring you to the board?
Sure. Hi, my name is Lindsay Guitar. I grew up in Auburn, and I graduated Auburn High School in 2018. I'm now a junior at Worcester State, where I'm studying public health and biology. As an undergrad, you're so eager to gain experience and exposure to public health outside of the classroom, so I'm excited to get that here.
Excellent. Well, welcome in the participation. And we don't have anything on the agenda to add or remove any items. So actually we do. We're going to remove the minutes of July 29th and also November 19th. But we are going to have to approve the minutes from 9/28 of 2020. Members present who were at that meeting, Carolyn, did you have a chance to review those minutes? You're muted, Carolyn.
Sorry about that. Yes, I did.
Okay. If you did, as did I would entertain a motion that we approve those minutes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of 7/28, 2020.
9/28.
Excuse me, 9/28, excuse me.
And I will second that motion, and all those in favor will be a roll call vote. Carolyn, how do you vote?
Aye.
And regardless of the chair, I vote aye as well. And there are no abstentions. Lindsay, you have, Lindsay, guitar?
Aye.
I think you'd have to abstain.
Yeah.
Abstain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Getting used to it.
No worries at all. Because you weren't this, you would have to abstain. So the vote is 2-0. Those members, those are approved. Next is now 6:06. We now have some rabies vaccination exemption requests. Amy Contois.
Hi, thank you, everyone. So we have 3 rabies exemption requests to go to vote tonight. The first one I will go over is for an owner, Deborah Pope, 53 Hill Street in Auburn. The dog in question is Dolly, a 10-year-old spayed female standard poodle. According to the letter from Mount Wachusett Veterinary Hospital, Dolly suffers from an adrenal disorder, so they're not recommending her to receive a rabies vaccination at this time. We have the last record of a rabies vaccine expiration date for Dolly as April 25th, 2020. So that was a 3-year vaccine that expired last year. But as I said, the vet is recommending, based on the adrenal disorder, to discontinue the rabies vaccinations.
Do you have any recommendations, Amy? Are there any concerns that you have regarding Dolly?
I have no concerns at this time. The department's had no history of complaints or issues with the dog or this property. So based on the veterinarian's recommendation, my recommendation would be to accept.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion. Oh, sorry. Excuse me, Eric.
No, go right ahead.
I would like to make a motion to grant the rabies vaccination exemption for Dolly, the poodle of Deborah Pope, 53 Hill Street in Auburn.
And is there a second?
Yes. I second.
All right, Lindsay seconds. And all those in favor, I will do a roll call vote now. Carolyn?
Aye.
And Lindsay?
Aye.
And Eric Otteson, I will also vote in the affirmative, so that is approved. Next one.
All right, the next dog, I believe the owner might be on the line. I do see a Heather on the screen. So the next dog is Eva Dudko, owned by Heather of 27 Old Meeting House Road, Heather Dudko. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that name. Eva is a 10 years and 11-month-old female, spayed female Australian Shepherd. The veterinarian at Auburn Animal Hospital stated that Eva has a history of a life-threatening autoimmune disorder called immune-mediated hemolytic anemia. So they are recommending that they discontinue the rabies vaccination as well for this dog. And again, no history of any issues with this dog, the property, or the owner. Any questions?
Excellent. I would entertain a motion to accept this request.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the rabies vaccination exemption request for Eva, dog owner Heather Duco of 27 Old Meeting House Road here in Auburn, Mass.
And is there a second?
I second.
All right, and roll call vote of the members. Lindsay, how do you vote?
Aye.
And Carolyn?
Aye.
And I vote in the affirmative as well. The request is approved. Thank you. And next one, please.
Thank you. So our final rabies exemption is for a dog owned by Darlene Wood of 16 Silver Street. The dog is a poodle mix named Sid. Sid is about 11 years old, and the letter came from Paxton Animal Hospital stating that due to health concerns, it was in the veterinarian's professional opinion to discontinue all vaccinations, including the rabies vaccine. Sid has a rabies vaccine that expired December 1st of 2020, previously a 3-year vaccine.
We have documentation for that. Is there a motion?
Yes, there's a motion to approve the vaccine exemption for Sid, owner Darlene Wood of 60 Silver Street here in Auburn.
And is there a second?
I second.
Second. All right. And all those in favor as roll call vote. Carolyn?
Aye.
And Lindsay?
Aye.
And I vote aye as well. That request is accepted. Approved, sorry. And now moving on, we have, thank you very much, Amy. And next we have COVID updates. Arlene or Eileen, whoever's going to take this.
Sure. I would like to just give you an update on where we're at. So since January of this year, actually, if I back it up, probably in December, the state had rolled out a plan for vaccinations, COVID vaccinations, if people were interested, by people, municipalities, if there were doctors' offices, regional collaboratives, many different health professionals. Back in December, we had made a determination that we wanted to apply for vaccine, and at that time, the focus was for our first responders. So in January, we received vaccine, and we proceeded to start with clinics. We have vaccinated first responders. We vaccinated seniors, Auburn Housing Authority, and Homebound. And total to date, we've done approximately 16 clinics up at the senior center and high school, and then additionally we've done 4 homebound clinics, and all of the staff have participated, including our health inspector Jordan Brusso, Eileen Alexander, our assistant health director, Amy Contois, our animal control officer, and our solid waste and recycling coordinator Colleen Hines. Everybody has jumped into this wholeheartedly to get these vaccinations out into the community. And it's something that has been really taken a lot of time, but a really good feeling to be able to get some change in the community to get people vaccinated. We felt, we had gotten so much outreach from the community for people wanting to get the vaccine, and almost sheer panic on how to get the vaccine. So over the past past 4 months, this has been our work. As you may know, the governor had decided not to send continue with vaccine out to boards of health, and rather focused on sending vaccine to the mass vaccination sites in any large regional collaboratives. So we are finishing up with our vaccine now. We did actually have a clinic today that went very well, and we definitely have a lot of people to thank. The fire department has been wonderful to be able to help with paramedics to staff our clinics, and actually the board members. I'd like to also thank you for participating in clinics as well. The senior center, we were able to set up all of our emergency preparedness equipment and basically leave it set up there for the past 4 months. So it really allowed us to be able to make a difference in the community, and just wanted to let you know we are at over 1,300 vaccinations provided. We've given a total of about 30 homebound vaccinations additionally. So I'm very proud to let you know that, and I'm very, very proud of the staff's work on this. That would be the update for vaccinations.
That's awesome.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
In addition to that, while we have been doing that important work, we were also, trying to navigate how the pandemic has changed over the very difficult period through the winter, and really kind of getting us through. The governor has had numerous orders and workplace standards that have come down that we've had to, really kind of stay abreast of, and also, dealing with people's inquiries about businesses and mask orders, complaints, responding to numerous complaints about COVID violations and so forth. Eileen and Jordan have been have had their hands full with that, in trying to get the most current information out to the community. For the most part, we feel that most businesses wanted to reopen and follow those standards, just needing some help on understanding that. So for the most part, we've had great compliance. There have been some businesses that have been challenging, that we've had to issue some enforcement, but the majority of them, we have had really great success. So wanted to let you know that. Also at the state level, as of this past week, the state has opened up the eligibility for everybody to be able to get vaccinated 16 and above. So that's where we're at right now for the work that we have been doing and focusing on for COVID. Additionally, we did have the Auburn High School had reached out to us regarding a senior prom event, and I had sent some of the details that they had shared with us out to you. So I don't see the school on the meeting. Not sure they could join us this evening, but they are looking at having an event. I believe it's May 15th. So sent out those details to you, along with some of the guidance documents that it would fall under.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. I do want to echo your sentiments for all the board members that have helped out with the clinics, and also the hard work that you folks are doing in the office day in, day out. I can't. Hopefully you have a vacation on the horizon here, but the amount of work you guys are doing is truly amazing. So thank you for all of that, and keeping everybody safe and whatnot. In regards to the prom, I did look through the materials that you gave us, and I did I did have some questions. I don't see the school here though. And one of the things is that Bessie there, they're not recommending the prom. So they didn't recommend the prom, but if they, did say that you could do it maybe as an alternative event for later on in the summer. I am reviewing the high school's the senior prom information that they have here, and the idea that they had. these are questions that I think only, that they could answer, but I wasn't sure what anyone else had for thoughts after reviewing this as well.
So, if I may.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do have the details that they had sent over. Obviously, I don't want to speak for them, but I think that they were looking to have an event. Obviously called the prom, but I think some of the things that they had described, they wanted to have this event outdoors with some activities that they could try to meet some of the standards, the safety standards, to be able to have all of the students wear masks, social distancing, and they did describe to Eileen and I that they would have a lot of chaperones at this event to be able to enforce those public health measures. They do have the DESE guidance does identify, to hold off on proms until I think after school has ended, and I think to allow for time to have more people vaccinated. But the Board of Health wouldn't be, you wouldn't necessarily be voting on the event, but as with a lot of the state guidance that they send us, they encourage anything that has to do with the schools during the pandemic. If there's any sort of cases, any events, any interactions, they encourage the school to work with the boards of health. So that's why I think that they had reached out. So I just wanted to let you know that information.
No, I think that's great, and I really appreciate them reaching out at this stage in the game as well. I think this could have alleviated some questions earlier in the season when it came to like winter sports, etc. And I realized, we're not going to be taking a vote on this at all tonight. But I didn't want to highlight that DESE is not recommending the prom. Yeah. If I would recommend that, and believe me, I am all for these students getting as much back to normal as they can. They've been through enough. I think that there's ways to do this. I think the timing may be off a little bit, and I would recommend that they do it later on in the summer or after the seniors are out of school. Do we know what their last day of school is? Last date?
I'm not sure. Eileen, do you know what time in June?
I guess that would be like
I don't know.
Okay, so I guess that would be my thing is, do it after the seniors don't have to return back to school if they're only going to be doing the seniors. I guess that would be my recommendations to that. In regards to that, yes, Carolyn?
No, I was just going to say, I think one of the things that I have a little concern about too is I know what they're saying about wearing masks, but the one place let's face it, you just absolutely can't control is the whole eating, and you can't wear a mask while you're eating. And I know they talked about serving the food and sitting 6 feet apart, being 6 feet apart outside to eat. So that's just kind of hard to do, and so I think that kind of goes back to why DESE's probably saying no, because they know that that's kind of not possible. And I don't know, it's hard, because then I feel bad for the kids who want to do it, and then if the parents aren't comfortable, or their families with family members who are at higher risk for problems, and then they don't have a lot of control over what happens when their kids are at the prom with other kids and other family members, etc. So those are just.
I echo that as well. And we are seeing, I believe, since Easter and spring break and everything now, and again we're on April vacation right now, and this is a couple weeks after April vacation, and that's right when you would start to see another surge in young folks if they're not following the guidelines of social distancing and masking up and that type of thing. So this does have the potential of kind of giving us another spike in town here. So, certainly have some reservations for this. I am all for these, this happening. Again, my recommendations, if they're heard, would be to do it at a later date. The seniors aren't back in school or anything like that. But again, I certainly feel for them and trying to get as much back to normalcy as these young adults have certainly had to pay the price this year. But anyone else have anything else? No? Okay. Moving on, we do have the Cmrpc, the Shared Service Grant application.
Sure. So yes, for the Cmrpc grant application, I just wanted to make you aware. Through the pandemic, we've had a number of different funding opportunities and grants that have come through either the state or the federal government, and this is a state opportunity, and basically we have been collaborating with several other towns, about 12 towns in Central Mass, and working kind of closely together through the pandemic. Cmrpc is the Central Mass Regional Planning Committee, and they've kind of been like the host to coordinate all of us. They have put together an application that we would have a regional inspector and a regional, basically a health educator. We're all, throughout the pandemic, everybody is doing something that they wouldn't normally be doing because the pandemic is obviously taking precedence over all of our health duties, and to have this, it's basically somebody that would go around the region and to be able to help fill a need for inspections. I can tell you we are knee deep in work that we need to do, and trying to balance that with the COVID duties is challenging in itself. We're hoping that this inspector might be able to help take some of the pressure off, and even if they were to do a couple of inspections a week, there's also a health educator that would help with some of our health programs that we're not able to do. So just wanted to let you know, we don't know if we're going to get the application. It is a competitive grant, but at least wanted to let you know, if it's something that comes through, it would be something that would be fronted with money from the regional grant. How that plays out in years to come, I think is still a discussion that we would find out how that works. But potentially, if I've seen other regional collaboratives, and if once the grant money runs out, basically it's usually a pitch to the town for some sort of funding to have to be put into it. So that would be a commitment of whether or not the town wanted to continue in that direction. But for now, there is grant money out there, and that would be funding these positions to be able to help our staff.
Okay. We don't have to take any action on this tonight, right? It's just something we have on your radar.
No, it's just basically an FYI. By the next meeting, we should know whether or not the grant came through.
Okay, excellent. And moving down into director's items, Amy, do you have a dog license reminder at all?
Yes, thank you. Just a quick reminder, so right now we have just under about 1,800 dogs licensed in town. Dog licenses were due by April 1st. There was a little bit of a grace period this month where late fees aren't applied to anybody that hasn't licensed their dogs as of yet. But beginning May 1st, late fees will be applied to residents as they're licensing their dogs. So hopefully as many people as they can license in the next week or so, about a week and a half, to avoid those late fees. And I would also just like to make a note in animal-related news that yesterday the town's dog park did officially open at Lemansky. There was a ribbon-cutting ceremony. So the dog park now is officially open and available to our residents, and actually all anybody that visits the park can use the dog park. There are rules posted by the entrance that we ask people to follow. There's an area for large dogs to use and an area for small dogs, so hopefully we can keep that separation. But it's been a long time coming, so we're happy to have that open and available to our residents now. Something happy.
Wow, that's awesome.
I was up there the other day. Looks beautiful. It'd be nice to see all the dogs up there as well. Thank you very much, Amy. And moving down the solid waste, we have a spring yard waste schedule. I believe that was in our packets here.
Yes, so with the new way that we are doing it, we've been doing it for about 1.5 years now, and it seems to be working so much better. So the yard waste is picked up for 4 consecutive weeks on your normal trash pickup day. So we've had really good success with that change we made a year or so ago. Also, for the SHARPS program. So I'm going to say maybe about 8+ years, we have had a SHARPS drop box located at the CVS in Auburn, and that box was a combination of a grant program to be able to obtain the box, and then a partnership with CVS as a local business to be able to house the box, and Casella Waste Systems. They have been paying to empty the contents of the SHARPS, obviously as biomedical waste. So through the pandemic, as with a lot of things in the pandemic, a lot of changes, we saw a huge uptick in the amount of SHARPS that were going in the box. I think it may have added with people being home and a lot more people, really health issues and so forth. So in the past month, there has been a change for the SHARPS box at CVS. We were no longer able to participate in having the box at CVS. We tried to work something out to be able to have better communication there, and unfortunately we were not able to keep the box there. So that box has been removed. The SHARPS program is paused currently, and we are looking at moving the box to another location. So we're hoping to do that in the next couple of weeks, and we will let people know where they can bring their SHARPS. But the SHARPS program has been a very successful program, and we're hoping to continue that. But the costs for emptying the biomedical waste have increased as well. Just like with everything in the pandemic. So we're looking to try to figure out how we can handle that. So just wanted to let you know that's significant change.
And there's an update on the Central Mass mosquito control.
Yeah, so Central Mass Mosquito Control, as you know, they do great work. They have a lot of programs. They start up in the spring, and they will take requests from residents for spray or no spray, and that gets done through their office directly. And finally, this emergency preparedness, I kind of touched upon it earlier, but we have been working with Central Mass, CMRPC, Central Mass Regional Planning Committee. And also as an offshoot, we have a Harrington kind of public health group that we've been working with and collaborating with Harrington Hospital. And they have a clinic out at the Southbridge Community Center. So we've been able to send some people out to their clinic out there, and it's worked very well.
Excellent. Under communicable diseases, I didn't see any open cases or anything through the Maven. Nothing that you were aware of at all.
Yeah, there's no significant issues that I've been notified from the public health nurse. So I think we're okay there. And Eric.
And then,
Eric, I just have one announcement or recognition that I actually would like to make. It's not on the agenda, but it is something that has happened just recently. I'd like to just acknowledge Tony O'Leary. She was a longtime senior volunteer that worked for the Board of Health many years ago, and unfortunately she passed this past week. And she was an absolute just a love of a person, and she gave us many hours here at the Board of Health, but more importantly, she had a great heart, and she absolutely loved coming to the office and loved giving her time. So I just wanted to send a special thank you out to her family and recognize her through the board.
Absolutely. I echo your sentiments. And did we maybe prepare anything through the office of the board to maybe go to the family in her honor as a nice letter of thanks?
That would be wonderful. That is what I was hoping that you would say. So I can prepare a letter and get your signatures.
Yeah, that would be great. I don't think we need to vote on it. I think we're all. I think that's a given for someone who wants to volunteer their time like that at her age and stuff. So that's a terrible loss. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
And you have the inspection events.
I think we've been contacted by a few possible events, but I think I don't think we have any updates, do we, Eileen or Jordan? Okay.
All right. Well, does any board members have anything?
I have the COVID numbers, Eileen.
Oh, okay. Do you want to offer that, Eileen?
Yeah. So for our current cases for COVID, we have 1533. That is as of last week. They'll come out again later tonight. But I am happy to say that our current active cases are 18, 7 of which will be falling off at midnight tonight. So we'll go down to 11 active cases, and the 7 timing was kind of right after Easter. So I think that here and around, the people are, doing a good job and using their distance and their mask. We hope to see that go forward as the world opens up. We're hoping that everything that we've learned in the last year will still keep the numbers down, add vaccine to the mix. But I have seen a decrease over the last 4 weeks heading into this trend here.
Well, some good news, and hopefully people keep getting the vaccinations and going forward with that. And we're out of the woods with this, at least partly with this. So okay. Anybody have anything else? Carolyn, Lindsay?
No.
All right. All right. If I don't see nothing else further, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting for tonight. April
2nd?
22nd, 2020.
I second.
All right. It's been seconded. adjourn. Thank you, everybody, for your time. Be well, stay safe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.